but now we have the Hypnic Jerks, and I have Emma sitting in front of me. Hello, Emma.
Hello. I'm the only person with a mic that feels totally inarticulate with a mic.
No, glad you could come in, and obviously we're just getting the instrumentation a wee bit ready, Emma, but could you tell us a wee bit about the band and how you got together, please?
We got together actually about a year and a half ago. Myself actually had been looking for a band and went through 28 bands who didn't want to actually listen to me at all, because I was a girl wanting to play in a rock and roll band.
You counted them anyway.
Yeah, I did. And after that was kind of the last time I was like, this is the last advert I'm going to actually pay any attention to. And then it was Alan, and Alan had a jam up in his bedroom, and it just sort of came from there, and we've just sort of went our way ambling.
Emma, and then we had a drummer for a while, but he didn't work out, so we've ended up with Ian.
Ian.
We've just basically got tight and started
Went
getting
through
it
Ian
off.
already looks like a good drummer. But no, again, that's the thing about how people get together and what they bring to the table as well. But
it's just kind of meant to be, because I think that we've got such a good thing going here. We've all kind of got the same kind of aspirations and kind of mindset towards music, and a lot of the same kind of views, that I think that if any of us had kind of went any other path, it might not have worked out.
And is it all original material, Emma?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we've been writing since we first started jamming together. Right. So I think just because we started off by writing, we never really got into that kind of lull of just playing everybody else's songs all the time.
Aye. Although maybe when you throw a cover into a set, maybe who you name check when you do that.
Yeah.
Of course, people want to hear your influences.
We do Animals, House of the Rising Sun.
Oh, I love
it. Black Crowes song, Jealous Again. We haven't done Give Me Shelter, but everyone's still.
Yeah, a few.
Prepared to take it on.
Made an attempt anyway.
So what are you going to play for us just now, Emma?
Probably one of the newest ones. Do you want to try Down?
Yeah.
Yeah, just, yeah.
Take it away when you're ready, guys.
Cool. Balls.
Yeah.
Well done, guys, getting all that together. That was
Thank you.
short notice and under pressure, and then well done to you too, Emma. It's hot enough in the studio, but Emma's decided to raise the temperature even more. Well done to you for that.
Probably because of the beamer more than anything else.
Now, I ask this question a lot, and when I ask guys when did they start singing, it's usually because when the band got together somebody had to sing. But usually when I ask a girl, she's always sang. What about yourself?
I think I have always sang. I've always grown up in a really kind of musical family. Like, not a lot of people in my family play music, but
Right.
everyone in my family is really passionate about music. Like, in
Sure.
my house, grew up, a lot of my mum's records were like old soul and Motown and all that kind of stuff. And my dad was more into like his rock and roll. Like, he introduced me to the Rolling Stones, and then aunts and uncles.
Well
it was,
done,
like,
Dad.
The Smiths and all that kind of stuff. There was just like a whole melting pot. And I think that growing up, it was inescapable to be caught up in that whole love of music. So
aye.
I just sang along to all the records, and then ended up singing in a band.
And just before you started that song, when you says that you'd done a cover of Gimme Shelter, you usually need somebody that can really sing to do that song. Aye. And again, you've got the voice to back that up, Emma. But as you say about growing up with that kind of music, where there's always a singer with a belting voice in some of their bands.
That's always what like I've really appreciated, and I think that being so passionate about music, it's not, you don't want to like half-heartedly go into it. Like, I think that one of the reasons why I love singing so much is you can put your whole soul into it, and I think that my dad will probably I know it'd be slagged off for me saying this, but like, he always says that music's the food for the soul.
Aye.
And I think that's so true, but I think that a lot of like music that you hear now is more like chewing gum for the soul. It's not really any of the nourishment to go with it. So that was like the weirdest analogy I think I've ever made.
That works. But again, was that your own song we just heard?
Yeah, it's fairly new. It's kind of, the lyrics are kind of inspired by reality TV.
That's a lot of that about.
Yeah, too much.
But again, when you're saying about being introduced to the Rolling Stones, that to me is one of the crucial bands, because they just didn't plough the same furrow every time.
Yeah.
They took influences for all sorts of different areas.
I think that when the first time I ever heard them, I was 9, and like, we had this old green hi-fi, and it sounded like crap, and my dad put in the CD, and the first track on that CD was Start Me Up, and it was pure cranked up, and that just blew like S Club 7 out my brain, man. It was just it's probably the most grabbing kind of moment for me. But I think discovering something like that at like such a young age, where you're really eager to kind of listen to that, it just made me delve deeper into it. I think that was like one of the most pivotal moments of like, right, I'm going to do that, I'm going to go out and buy a guitar and get a guitar at Argos, like some cheapy wee plastic thing, but I loved it.
And when it came to your first gig, what happened there?
I can't even...
Evil.
There was a few. It was the Bungalow.
The Bungalow band.
Oh, excellent.
Uh-huh.
A bit of pedigree there.
It was good. It was actually... I don't really remember much of it. I think I had too much Dutch curry to try and get myself through it, but...
We had a good turnout, and it was absolutely packed.
Like, if you've ever been in it, it's like a really small venue. It's brilliant, but it's tiny, and I think we invited absolutely everybody and like Granny to come down and see us, and a lot of people obviously are curious just to see what yous are playing.
Aye, obviously.
So it was absolutely rammed, and we were on second last. Because like Alan was good pals with the guy who was sent up, so that was already, we were above the bill of people who'd been like gigging for ages, so there was like added pressure. So
a wee bit of product placement going on there. Good stuff. Ready for another number?
Sure. What do you want to do it in my mind?
Yeah, but no.
Sure.
Let's take it away when you're ready, guys.
This is usually one of the most kind of upbeat, kind of electric songs, so it's we kind of rewrote it a little bit to kind of suit the acoustic thing. So.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I try to find some peace of mind. I seem to lurch all the airs of my way, where I could see you tell me blind.
Sunny G 103.5 FM. It's Jim here with New Music City Radio, and you're listening to the live session from the Hypnic Jerks, and we're talking to Emma. Excellent, Emma. Well done. Well done to you guys as well.
Thank you.
You've increased the heat once more, Emma. It's turned into the hot session of the year. But no, again, feel your passion, feel your pain in that song as well. Well done.
Thank you.
Is that another composition of your own?
Yeah, it's one of the kind of first ones we'd put together. It's one of the ones from sitting in Alan's bedroom with like barred old acoustic guitars and writing songs.
Yeah, it was like one of the second song we wrote or something.
Yeah, I think it was the second song we wrote actually, like properly together, sat down and went from start to finish, and I think it's still kind of got that kind of rawness of it because it's pretty simple.
No, that's the thing about being a rock and roll band, for want of a better term, but the fact that the songs are really meant to be played to other people, aren't they? They're made to be.
That's what we want to do, is just play people.
Because again, recordings are one thing, studio's another thing, but with a voice like that, you want to have a band behind you that can go out and rock and go out and rock the place. But when it comes to gigs, what have you got lined up?
Nothing at the moment, actually. We've been doing quite a lot recently. We're trying to just scrape some money together to like officially start recording like our EP that we're hoping to bring out. But we've played quite a lot recently. We just played
stereo.
Just played stereo 2 weeks ago. Last week. 2 weeks ago. Recently, at some point anyway.
Time flies. ABC.
Yeah, and the ABC a couple of weeks before that as well, and we always just, that's what we are, we're a gigging band, so we just love to play, so yeah.
Just taking some time to get the album, EP ready, and
it's great, like album.
I always think there's that thing about writing songs and getting out and performing and playing is the best thing you can do, and recordings then become usually quicker, which means cheaper. Because the band are usually tighter by that time. I
think that we'll always kind of look at our recordings as being like a way to actually bring in more people to come to our gigs and kind of work our way up doing more gigs, because we're not really fussed about being so much a recording band as playing live and getting down to the nitty gritty.
Again, that thing where I've heard many bands that before they've done a tour, they went in the studio, done the thing, and then they come out, I'll try to gig that song, but it's like really slow because obviously the momentum of the band is they're going out and gigging, everything becomes faster, and sometimes it's better to record at the end of the tour rather than at the beginning when you've seen it and done it. Another song for us?
Do you guys want to do Change?
Yeah, why not?
I'm going to be honest, I'm just looking at my notebook and the first one that comes out of me, I'm just like,
Here we have live in session in Sunny G, it's the Hypnic Jerks.
So I shut him down. come knocking on my door, but I got a feeling won't be better here no more. I took that love in 45 out of my top drawer. The only place they ever gonna be is 6 feet under the floor. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, change. Oh, change. Well, change. Change is gonna come.
It's Sunny G 103.5, it's the Hypnic Jerks, and we'll be right back after this.
I took a trip to Glasgow with my girl by my side. We wandered down the Broomy Law just by the Bonnie Clyde. We came across the Bell Bridge listening hand in hand to Sunny Govan Radio, the best one in the land. We found it on the wireless at 103.5 FM, and straight away it stookied us and made us feel alive. And then, when we knew we had to go, we'd get it on the net. That's Sunny Govan Radio, the best a band can get. That's Sunny Govan Radio, the best a band can get.
It's the Hypnic Jerks here on 103.5 FM. I thought I'd give Emma 50 seconds there. You had, Emma, to get your breath back.
Thank you.
No, that was fantastic. Well done to everyone involved there, because it's pretty hot in the studio, and
It's very hot.
you've done a couple of songs, but that took us to definitely another place there, Emma. You were, as you said yourself, you were right into that there.
I was pure jamming in that. It was good.
But I was going to ask you, how can people find out where you're gigging and find out more about you?
Our kind of hub is our Facebook page. If you search the Hypnic Jerks, you'll find us. We've got a kind of psychedelic logo. There is also a Hypnic Jerks in Chicago. They're a pop
right,
punk
we
band.
can forget.
We are not those.
We have been offered gigs for.
We have been offered gigs in Chicago and got really excited, and then it's like, oh, it's the wrong band. But
I
that's
suppose they couldn't have met your travel expenses anyway.
No.
That's a shame.
It would have been cool to have been there for a bit. But
Aye.
yeah, that's probably our best place to check us out. That's where we kind of post everything and all the information there. We do have a Twitter account, but to be fair, I think we have like 4 followers or something at the moment, so feel free to join that as well.
Right. But as you were saying about looking forward to recording, have you already chosen what you'll record, or is that still in the mix?
We've got a good idea of
Yeah, there's.
songs.
I think again what you were saying before about gigging was really helpful. I think that the ones when we kind of get a reaction from the crowd, we kind of go, right, that would be good to have down. And
We've got a few songs we don't play live that we'll probably include on it as well.
yeah, because there's some of them like they are maybe a wee bit kind of more mellow, or they would maybe take a wee bit more getting into. And if you didn't know the song and you're just at the gig, you'd kind of be like, right, this is time to go to the bar rather than sing about. But I think sometimes it takes a wee while for people to kind of grow into songs. I know that some of my favourite songs, like I probably didn't like the first 20 times I listened to it, and then it kind of was a slow burn. So.
No, because it is that thing as well, where obviously I've been listening to music for years, but I always think it's great when somebody sends you an instrumental.
Yeah.
You know that thing about instrumentals have always been a thing. They're not as popular, obviously, it's what they maybe used to get. Instrumentals got to #1 in the charts, but not enough people do instrumentals.
Yeah, like
I think
proper old school Booker T and the MGs, kind of like they've still got that groove and that heart to them, but you don't need to have the words over it to tell you what's going on. You can just kind of get your own vibe.
And I've had a couple of recently, one a kind of contemporary electronic kind of instrumental, and then one boy that I hadn't heard for ages says, you might like this, Jim, and it was the kind of the pure 50s twanging instrumental, and it's one of the things we think that's been done and they've done the best, and yet this one's brand new and it sounds like the 50s, but it's an absolute crack. And that's what I'm saying, but the genre always been able to reinvent itself.
Yeah, I think that's when you know that it's really true good music. There's a lot of songs that went to #1 that you wouldn't exactly say go up in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think Mr. Blobby song went to #1.
Probably.
So, but I mean, there's still records that like it's pure children on. But there's like records that I've like bought like as a teen or like that were way before my time that I still play over and over and over and over again.
Right. No, because again, charts are maybe reflecting sales, but as you said, but a lot of people,
Chewing gum.
a lot of people, maybe especially rock music, maybe like Stones stuff, you would never really buy a single. You'd always buy the album.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So can I push you for another song, Emma?
Do you want to do Hypnic?
Yeah.
This is a song that actually you wrote. Alan had wrote before we were even as a band. I don't think anyone's heard this song played. I don't think we've ever played this song to anyone.
I'm intrigued now.
I'll probably mess up the lyrics or something at some point. There you go. That was Destiny's.
It's the Hypnic Jerks live in the studio. Hypnic is Hypnic, is that right?
Yeah.
Yes, it is, yeah.
Just in case anybody's having any problems typing it in there.
I can imagine.
So thanks very much for coming in on this pretty hot evening, guys, and playing for us, especially for you, Emma, because I think you've gave us quite a lot tonight, both in playing and singing, so thanks very much for coming. And again, just as you say, you've proved that all you have to do is ask to come in here, and usually it happens.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
thanks very much,
really
guys. Again, you can't see the picture in the studio, but we've got them in steps and stairs here.